Back in high school, our school had a program called a job guide. It was meant to help us figure out what we wanted to become after graduating college. I remember seeing a poster that said in the future, computers and technology would dominate the market. That idea fascinated me because ever since I was a kid, I was already into computers. I was hooked on online games, curious about how they were made, and deeply interested in how technology worked. On that poster, there was also a chart showing how IT professionals and programmers might start with small salaries, but with years of experience, their income would steadily grow. That was enough to persuade me. So, when I reached college, I immediately chose information technology, IT for short. The early years were tough. I struggled a lot, especially with coding. I couldn't even process simple codes in my head. I still remember my first language, C++. It almost made me give up, but I pushed myself. I studied hard, practiced consistently, watched tutorials on YouTube, and found solution on Stack Overflow. Back then, AI didn't exist yet to guide us. Those resources were my lifeline. Honestly, I was close to dropping the course, but thankfully, I made it through. Fast forward to mid 2018, I started my internship. It was a few miles away from my hometown, and I had to travel by air just to get there. It was my last semester in college, and my role was mostly paperwork, while also trying to develop a software system for their business process. The internship lasted about 5 to 6 months. I was young, full of energy, and eager to gain more experience. Every day, I endured 1.5 hours of suffocating commutes, packed buses, and heavy traffic. That experience gave me my first real taste of office life, the daily grind, the challenges, and the environment. I graduated in 2019, and that's where my journey into job hopping began. To give you a little background, I have almost 7 years of experience in IT and programming. I say IT or programming because my work has always been a mix of both handling hardware and software tasks. And yes, within those 6 years, I've worked in 6 different companies. Each experience taught me something new. My first job was in a hotel. I thought I could practice programming there, but it wasn't what I expected. My work revolved around CCTV installations, audio systems, graphics design, monitoring networks, and even replacing RFID door batteries. But in the background, I still pursued coding, making coding tutorials on YouTube as well, and even creating programs for students who struggled with their project. The salary was about $262 a month, which was low, but I stayed for the experience. I lasted there for a year until COVID hit. I went back to my hometown, a less crowded province. COVID restrictions weren't as strict there. A month later, I landed another job, this time as an IT programmer. Finally, I was trusted to fully develop systems for their business process. I created things like RFID daily time records, warehouse management systems, and information systems. Everything worked smoothly, but when I asked for a raise, management declined. I was quiet, disappointed, so I decided to resign after completing a year of service. On my last day, I thought I could finally rest, but that the same day, I received a surprising call from a friend working in local government. They heard I had resigned and immediately offered me a full-time position. I was shocked, but accepted. That job was more on photography, graphics design, and hardware maintenance. I stayed here for about a year and a half. Later, I was hired again, this time by a government agency in other district, 4 hours away by land. I had to rent a place again. There, I met more experienced programmers and learned a lot from them. I developed systems that improved business process, and one of them even received recognition from our main office. It was the first time I felt truly appreciated for my work. Eventually, I was promoted to Information Technology Officer. My salary had grown from $262 in my first job to $920 a month. Looking back, that chart I saw in high school was right. Experience does increase your value. Now, I'm in the corporate world as a software engineer, focused on back-end development, slowly transitioning into full stack. This October marks my first year in the company. Recently, I decided not to renew my contract. I feel it's time to step back, rest, and reset. Here's what I've learned in 6 years of job hopping. Your first job may not align with your expectations, but it will teach you valuable lessons. Focus on gaining experience and adjusting to work environments. Always save money for your emergency fund. It gives you peace of mind for unexpected expenses like medical bills, car repairs, or even switching jobs. Avoid unnecessary liabilities. Many people stay stuck in jobs they dislike because of bills they can't afford. Build connections because the people you meet will be valuable later. And remember, as your skills and value increase, so will as your salary. At the end of the day, just enjoy the journey. Give value to your work, maintain a positive attitude, and build a meaningful connections. It will all be worth it in the long run. If you enjoyed watching and listening to this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you for watching.